welcome back to An Accidental Retiree. I'm Tammy E, and I've got kind of an odd angle going on here. There's lots of packages, which you can kind of see in the corner. It's Christmas season, and I'm here to update how my writing went this last month. And to be honest, I'm one of the 70% that did not finish a novel, which is no surprise. And I think a lot of that has to do with my age and also the circumstances I'm in, where I'm babysitting my grandson quite a bit. And it's got a lot more, though, to do with my age. And I have good days and bad days, and I can only do so much. So that's a part of it. And but that doesn't mean that I'm not like always thinking about it and working on not just this one novel, but a series. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in some clips. Here I am writing out a rough sketch of my entire book series. Well, like a really, really rough sketch in that new notebook that I got from Sage Goddess, which, by the way, was a purchase that I forgot I had made when I looked back at my previous sales. I got a lot of really good deals on sale. Anyway, I also did a lot of research from these wonderful books on fashion in the 1920s, 1930s, and 1940s. And I'm researching not just for this book that I'm currently writing, which is set in the early 40s at this point, but also looking at the 1930s and 1920s, because that's going to impact this story, and those stories will hopefully be written at some point in the future. So I've been reading here about fashion in the 1940s and in the early 40s, late 30s, how fashion in Germany was like frowned upon in the Parisian area because that was associated with being Jewish, and there was a lot of influx, like Greta Garbo had an influence on the folk style, and that became kind of the norm in Germany. There was a lot of emphasis on physical activity, particularly in Germany, but all over the world. So that was kind of thing. And then in the United States, there was an influence of our neighbors, Mexico, and, so there was that folk influence from Greta Garbo, interestingly enough, not by, like she said, I'm going to influence people. No, it's just that, that was her style, and, so it ended up being an influence. So that's kind of interesting. And so I was looking at things here. In this book, and I'm going to do a little mini haul on this whole series, but this is the 1940s version, and I'll talk more about that because I kind of bought these for the series, but also for my sewing endeavors, so I can look at these more thoroughly. But now they have these beautiful fashion plates in them, and most of the book is a series of fashion plates, so it's kind of neat. You can see I was doing a lot of reading. I also have been looking at the internet and just some videos too on YouTube, and also vintage fashion too, where I end up picking up a lot of little things. One other thing, because this is a series, I don't know that I start, logic would have it that I should have started at the very beginning, but that would have been really difficult because I would have had to do a lot more research on the era to make it authentic. And I kind of started doing that because it intertwines with the present always. So it ended up being a lot more overwhelming than I thought. And it's kind of like I had thought of doing something where it started with my life time. And then I was going to write it in my grandmother's voice and, well, not my grandmother's voice, but a voice like my grandmother, you know, because even if I write something that has more of my experience in it, it's still going to be fiction. It's just, you know, I'm basing characters off of real life, and there'll be one based on myself too. And my life journey, and it's in a couple of books that it would be in my plan, whether it comes to fruition or not. I get a lot of good ideas and then I don't. It's like I've written the starts of several movies. I've written the start of several novels and never completely finished. But this one I'm going to really, really try to finish, and then go forward and go backwards and then revise this one. So it's not going to be a while before it's really published. And that's my goal with this book, is to just finish it, because I think if I just finish one, I'll finish another and another and another. But on the journey, I thought, gee, you know what I really should have done is just, even though it's supposed to be, I think, novels for NaNoNovember, I should have just sat down and written maybe a novel-ish kind of memoir of when I first retired, how I got into the idea of doing YouTube, that sort of thing, and also the pacing that a person has to do. And then I was thinking, you know, I have these like things that I've been using to, you know, like the 90-day novel idea. Well, that maybe doesn't work for someone who's retired. Sometimes you could do it in 30 days. Sometimes you could do it in 2 or 3 years. You know, it just depends on what's going on. So I thought what I would do is kind of make note of how I end up processing whatever I do for this first novel, and come up with something that would be geared to more of a senior writer, or you know, someone who is disabled and trying to write, or, you know, that sort of thing. And here's my Mozzie, she's with us today. So that's the kind of thing. So I believe I was at 2,041 words at the end of November, and I am at, I want to say 2,991. No, I think it was 3,000 something. I will put that in right here. And I am continuing to write. And the funny thing is, I looked at the site like I should have been looking at every day in November, and they would have had these little stickers and things that might have prompted me to go on more. So if I do this challenge again, I will do that. And I will set a goal of, you know, writing not the whole novel. Trying to do the 55,000. So I will do this challenge again, hopefully, God willing, if I'm here in November next year. And hopefully it'll be a little bit more cohesive. Now, I will be coming to you once a month with writing updates on how I'm doing all year. Once a month. No more, and hopefully no less. And that's my plan. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, An Accidental Retiree. Thank you for watching. Bye for now, and God bless.